What is up?
What is up? Great evenings. Talk about an okay film. An okay film.
Be careful there, man. Careful.
I'll piss off a lot of people with
Yeah,
what I
you're gonna
might
hurt a
say.
lot of feelings.
I know it's okay. It's okay. The comic book
Yeah.
fans, they're good. They'll sleep okay at night.
But
So,
yeah, so
what's
go
going
for
on?
it.
So, first, how do you want to start? I want to give obviously no spoilers right away, but I want to give my overall rating out of 10. You want to do that?
Yeah, well, first introduce yourself. So I'm on this channel often. This is your first time on this channel.
That's right.
Hopefully we'll see how this goes. I don't know if it becomes a weekly thing or every so often thing. But go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hi, my name is Will. You can find me at Peppa MD on almost just about everything: Snapchat, TikTok. I have a little following on TikTok, and I game under the same name, Peppa MD. Um, I game a lot. I play the main game, Dead by Daylight. I watch sports. I like comic books. That's just what I do. Um, so far, I like making videos, which is why I decided to, team up with Kramer and talk about, some fun films that just came out.
Yeah,
So,
awesome,
so
dude. Awesome, dude. So yeah, let's um you already got Lewis is saying just okay. So we're gonna probably do what you said and give our ratings. We'll do what one through 10,
one through
and what
10.
10 being the highest or one being the highest or best.
Let's do 10 being the best, the
Best.
highest
Okay.
of most. It's a God movie. Okay, when we're saying God movie, and one is complete trash. What were you thinking?
So yeah, okay. So we'll say X stars, how many stars it gets or whatever.
Okay, okay.
All right, out of 10. I don't
Out
know.
of 10.
We gotta find a rating system.
Okay, so shall I go first? What do I
Go
think?
for it, man. Yeah.
Okay, so and I'll tell you a reason why I think this, but I think Zack Snyder's Justice League out of 10 gets an 8 out of 10 on my scale. 8. It was a great film. It was definitely a step up from Josh Whedon. Screw you, Josh Whedon. But for so many
Yeah.
reasons,
Hmm.
I don't think we'll have time to talk about all those reasons. I want to focus on just the film, but definitely 8 out of 10. It didn't deserve a 10 in my opinion for character development. One, character development is very important for me to be invested in a franchise of any kind.
Yeah.
So when it comes to falling in love with every single character, yeah, they rushed it. They rushed this film. It could have been done even better than what it was just recently.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm almost there with you. I gotta say the original one, I know we're not judging that one, but that one's gotta be like a 2, 3 at best out of 10. This
Oof.
one, I want to give it about a 7 out of
So
10.
okay.
Um, the same thing, it is a major step up, which for me, I think no matter what, this was going to be a better movie. Like for one, the fans wanted it, so no matter what it was going to do well. But also, not Josh, Zack Snyder has the one thing that everyone always wants, which is hindsight. Like
Mm,
he now knows what sucks and what is good, and is able to kind of elaborate more on that and do a little bit more things. But the same thing, I thought the character development was much better than the last one. I think it
yes.
still needs some more room for improvement. But yeah, there's a lot of still issues with it. It was a good movie,
Hmm.
a good movie, but not like a great movie. And I don't know how much you're on Facebook in different like nerd geek groups and stuff like that. I'm in a few like film groups, and
Okay.
some of them are like, "This is perfection. This is the greatest movie ever." I'm like, "All right, calm down there, man." You know. So we have a viewer.
Cinematography was on 10. I swear it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So Lewis says 8 out of 8.5. It was kind of long but enjoyable. So yeah, which I think we're about in the same ballpark with that.
Right.
But but you want to talk about maybe some of the better things it did from its original cut?
So when I think so, first thing, right? Who is the Justice League surrounded by, or who is their leader, right? When I look at Justice League, I think of Batman, I think of Superman, right? It's always
Yeah.
a power struggle. but that's where you lead to, right? So when it comes to when you think of those things, I think of Batman as a nitty gritty. You think of Gotham is dirty, it's dark. You don't want to hear about the crime happening in Gotham. You go to Metropolis, right?
Yeah. It's always
So
daily over
it,
there.
Gotham's the ghetto, and it's it's dark. It should have been rated R from the start. Let's start with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
13 versus rated R. Fans that are Batman fans, comic book fans, the average. I'm gonna just ballpark this. This is not anything factual, but from what I've seen, the guys that really are into this and really digging deep with all the small facts, they're about like 40 years old to no, I don't think 30 to 50 years old, right? And so if you
Yeah.
don't get it right with those guys, then you'll get
Yeah.
crucified.
Excuse me.
So
Yeah, for sure.
what do you got, man?
Those no, that was like yeah, that's because like the kids like younger kids like under 12, they're gonna like anything that's flashy and stuff like that. The teenage start maybe getting into a little bit more picky,
Yep.
in the 20s or kind of whatever. But yeah, like you said, like 30s, people like more like kind of like our age and a little bit older, like who grew up on Batman the animated series, all the animated series, stuff
Right.
like that, where we're used to like really great DC um storytelling and heroes, so it's
Yes.
like we expect that level,
Yes.
and it's hard.
And to capture those details too from what is it? From the what's it called? Josh Whedon's, Justice League
Hmm.
going to Snyder's, it got darker. Even the color scheme, they took away that whole red palette that they were using,
Yeah.
especially towards the end of the film. It's not supposed to be flashy, like you said. It's not supposed to be. It's not, so here's my statement, right? I feel like what the original Justice League movie was trying to do is be a copy and paste of the Avengers and the MCU.
Yeah.
So many key things that I see, so many things that Zack Snyder at first was trying to get to when it comes to grabbing the audience's attention. He was like, you know what? Let's bring Homeboy that messes up people's futures and with technology. Let's bring him back. He was great. He really captured the roller coaster of emotions when it came to the Terminator. So let's bring that guy back, right? He
Yeah.
was dope. He was dope, and he was dope. But like they brought things that worked and just blocked it together without actually having a flow.
Hmm.
Snyder's cut, the flow got way better. Storytelling was way better. It
Yeah.
gained at least three or four. I'm sorry, 3 stars in my opinion from the original Justice League that was released, just based off of, like I said, storytelling. You get into the nitty gritty of why Cyborg is so important. Right, why his
Yeah.
role is like almost the center of everything. He's
Yeah, he's like the key of this movie, and in the Joss Whedon one, he's just like, oh yeah, he's there too,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That was so weak, so weak.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
one thing well, okay, what did Lewis say?
He said kids won't get it though. They just want to see Batman. That is, everyone is trash in their eyes. How I see kids, which is true. Like they want to see the costumes. They want to see these people. You barely saw Superman in the movie altogether.
Yep.
I mean, in 4 hours, you saw him for maybe 45 minutes. I
It's like
mean,
a Superman free trial. Like, what was that about?
yeah. I mean, but you saw a lot of Bruce Wayne, but no Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not that much Batman. Where the first one, you saw a lot of Batman. It was him in the costume a lot. you
true,
know so
true.
yeah, so like you said, yeah, the kids want to see these characters, these
They want,
people, they don't.
and they want to see just the action. They want to see just flash, 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 flash.
Yeah.
What's my I maybe have ADHD, so I get it. I want what's gonna get my attention for the next 10 seconds, right? And then I'm gonna scroll, right? I get that. But if you want to compete with the MCU, they have a whole library of films that told the story of how they got to Thanos. I'm not going to go
Yeah.
into that world too much, but when it comes to the DCEU, you you want to get into the storytelling. Storytelling is their bread and butter when it comes to DC's TV shows. TV
Yeah.
shows have been bomb. If you watch Flash, if you watch any of these Gotham, great TV
All of them.
shows.
Yeah.
movies, they've been struggling.
Well, one thing I think you kind of hit on was because I mean that's the key is it's going to be compared to the previous film, the Joss Whedon film, but it's
Right.
also going to be compared to Marvel, like nonstop.
Yes.
One because it's a direct apple to apple kind of comparison.
Hmm.
But like yeah, over there it's one person in charge, Kevin Feige, and it's a slow burn, and that's why like by the time you hit Endgame or Infinity War, you're like these are the cherry on top of this like 20 something films, where this is like you had what Man of Steel, which was okay. Yeah, I didn't mind it, it was all right. And then you had Batman versus Superman, which was kind of trash. And
Yeah.
then you had the Joss Whedon cut, which was super trash. Now you have this that's a little bit better, but you know I mean it's just it's what four movies and you already got to this level.
Oof.
It's like where over at the other one it was like little bits were
Right.
sprinkled in. um
And they left you
but
wanting more Easter eggs in
each
every
each
single film.
time, yeah,
Easter
each
eggs.
time,
That's where you get your money makers. That's where you
yeah,
get people saying, "Oh, did you see that? Did you catch that part?" Yeah. Where was that?
yeah,
It's hard to put that in a 4-hour film when there's hours and hours and hours of another story that you're trying to compete with. That's tough.
yeah. Yeah. Well, we got Robert said you have to see Batman a lot more, which is what we talked about. He's the one who created the Justice League, all this stuff. On this
Yes.
end, you didn't see the bat suit. And I gotta say, Ben Affleck in his bat suit is gotta be one of my favorite ones because it's an old school kind of Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller kind of suit with the crazy, stupid, big, bat symbol and all that.
Yes.
And he was barely in it, which was really kind of depressing. But I gotta say, one thing that I did enjoy a lot, a lot more was the fighting scenes. The action
Okay.
fighting scenes
Oh yeah.
were a million times better. I was like, they weren't they weren't super quick. The first scene where Wolf, well, I was gonna say Wolfenstein, Steppenwolf comes in, and he looks so much better too.
Oh,
He
design.
looks like a
Yes.
badass man with
Yeah.
that like living armor that's on him that's constantly
Yeah.
moving.
He looked like
Dude,
a
he got
transformer, but better.
kind of, yeah, dude. When he
And
got shot
Transformers.
with all those arrows, I'm like, oh, he's
Oh,
just gonna like swipe him off, and he
yeah.
just like flexed, and they all just poof, like popped off of him. Like that's sick.
That's badass.
And I don't
Hell
know if
yeah.
you noticed one thing is with him was when he was in front of Darkseid for the first time, like in their little virtual reality
Yeah.
TV thing that they were doing.
Yeah.
He saw him, like he took it off, like it came down.
I did see that.
I was like,
He
oh
softened up. He softened up
yeah,
and
it's
he's
like he
like,
took off his helmet almost, but he just like
yeah,
removed the armor from his like head and shoulders, and I'm like, that is pretty cool. But yeah, but that first fight scene with the Amazonians and Steppenwolf was really cool, super
yes.
super cool. Like, and then even the flashback scene from when he first got there, they even changed that up a lot. That was so much
Yes.
better. Seeing all the
It was.
gods and seeing the a Green Lantern more
A
than just
Green Lantern.
it's because before it was super quick. This
Yeah.
one was like a nice battle scene being narrated by Wonder Woman. I was like, oh,
Yes.
that's good. That's a good backstory, a good thing like that. I was like, oh man. But
Totally.
yeah. Yeah, who else we got? We had Robert Batman versus Superman was supposed to be the introduction to the Zack Justice League. Yeah, which it was. It
It
just
was, but then now
wasn't good.
he says that now he doesn't have a plan to follow up on this film.
I,
He
th-
did.
I read he did. I thought he said he had two more movies. He wanted three Justice Leagues.
I got to read that back again, but I read an article where he said that that he even supposedly, and I got to double fact check this, but he did this whole project with complete creativity control. He did it for free. He didn't
Yeah,
even like
this
get
one.
paid for it. He did
Yeah,
this
the
one for
Snyder
free.
cut. Yeah, the Snyder cut. Yeah.
And so, like, why are you gonna do that? I want to keep getting paid. One,
Well, he got
and
paid already for
he
the
did,
first one.
but he got robbed because he would have made some more money if they would have went with his vision instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. He yeah, but I read he did have a thing where like he was saying by the third Justice League movie
yeah,
that Superman's son would be born and would not have powers, but he would have to take up the mantle of Bruce Wayne of Batman. Like he was like that was
Mm,
at least the article I was reading about was about
okay.
that. So I was like, oh well, okay. His name is gonna be like Bruce Kent, or it was gonna be. I'm like,
Oh.
it sounded cool. I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. But it's Warner Brothers. I think all day today, as of recording, what, on the 22nd, March
Yeah.
22nd, they were just like, nope, nope, we're done. We're gonna do multiverse, multi-dimensional kind of stories and stuff like that.
Right.
And I was like, dang, but which
I,
I don't mind, but yeah, it just ah man.
I think you're right with the Batman. The one scene that really caught me and was like, yeah, yeah, get me out of my seat was when they had that dome, right, that was protecting the tower, and they're asking like, "Hey, the only way to get through that dome defense system is break the tower." And then they're asking Batman like, "Can you do it?" And he's like, "No, I got it, I got it." And then they were doubting him, and he's like, "No, I got it, fam." Like, and then he ends up following on his word. Like, we need that. We need confident Batman. We need dark Batman. We need
Yeah.
emotional Batman. We need all that, man. We need more Batman. I'm a little bit biased. I'm not gonna lie. I am a Batman fan,
No,
but
I mean, yeah. I mean, Batman's the out of the holy trinity of DC, which is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I
yeah.
think Batman is the coolest because he doesn't have powers. It's just he's
Mhm.
smart and rich, So it's like, and he's on the same level as gods, at this point, and he's up there doing stuff like that. One thing, I don't know if you watch the animated movies that DC does. Um,
No,
they're
no.
they're
I've
really
watched.
good.
I've watched. I think The Killing Joke. That one
That one was alright.
was okay. I don't even think I finished it, to be honest, but I watched that one. I've watched The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, that
I like
one
I, li-
is
I like that one. Slice and dice 'em. Yeah, that shit was pretty
yeah.
cool. Like I like that little, and that sounds fucked up. I like that the little cult followings that they have. That was pretty cool. Like just anything to sell some merch, I think that's
Yeah.
pretty cool
If
too.
you get a chance, you gotta watch. I think it's called Justice League Doom. I think it's called, but it's
Mm,
basically somebody's picking off all the I was Justice League guys, and then finally they're all getting together. Like, how are we getting our asses kicked? What's going on? Like, and
yeah.
then Batman comes in. He goes, "It's kind of my fault." And they're like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I made a plan to kill each one of you if you if you ever went
Oh,
rogue." And
yeah.
they're like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, the safety." And they're all
I've
like,
seen
"That's
that
crazy."
scene. I've seen that scene.
But the whole movie is that. So somebody like hacked his computer or whatever and got his all the secrets. So they knew how to kill every single one of these people. And I'm like, only Batman. Only Batman. And then they're all like, "Oh, I can't believe you did that." And Batman's like, "I can't believe you don't have a way to kill me." He's like, "Yeah, y'all need to get your shit together just in case." Um
Okay, I'll
he
watch
said he might
that.
be going off of Alex Rock's Kingdom Come, where Superman and Wonder Woman have a son, and Batman is going to train them. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Lois Lane though,
You think so?
because they kept saying Lois is the key. Lois is the key. They didn't have that weird flashback scene where in the Whedon one where Flash like comes through the screen and talks to him. Here he has that
On Cyborg?
nightmare thing. No, in
Who?
the Josh Whedon one, remember
Mhm.
he's like Batman's like sleeping, and then like Flash comes through and tells him
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay.
that didn't really happen, but you get the nightmare scene at the end,
Yes,
where they kind of do something like that. But
yes.
they said it a few times that Lois is key. So I think what I read that Bruce was going to sacrifice himself to keep Lois alive, so Superman wouldn't become this crazy killing machine that he does in this nightmare that he has.
Oof, yeah, right, using guns, which he always says it's a no-no.
Yeah. Oh no, that was Batman vs Superman. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but yeah. Any other like good things that you can think of?
So I do like, um, the fact that, yeah, like in the first one, right, in the first, Josh Whedon Justice League, um, black representation matters. I think so. I think
Oh
it
yeah.
matters to everyone to where they kind of silenced, like you said, they silenced Cyborg and they didn't tell his story effectively. Like and they kept like making him so mysterious, where they put him with the hoodie. Like I know he's supposed to be hiding and whatnot, but when do we get to see Cyborg be Cyborg? You know, like
Yeah.
showing off the army and all that, and all the cool gadgets that he has. You know, I felt that if they would have like dug in a little bit deeper, which they kind of did more storyline wise in the Snyder cut, I was like, good, hell yeah, thank you for that, because if not for that, then when are you gonna see, black superheroes succeed, right? At some point, I want to see Static Shock. I know that's way down the
Oh,
line, and he's so.
I heard about it. I heard it might be sooner than you think, though.
You think
From what I
so,
heard,
Static Shock?
they said Michael B. Jordan is somehow producing it or going to be involved somehow, which will be super cool. So, but yeah, that'll probably be a lot sooner. Which Static Shock is really a cool character. I always thought.
He is. He is. I used to watch the animated show. Once I saw about the animated show, then I dug deeper into like, oh, is he DC? Is he Marvel? Oh, he's neither. He's like an independent company. And I'm like, okay, like that's something cool. You don't see, smaller companies doing that well story wise and getting yourself on the map. Like that'd be
Yeah,
something cool that I look forward to. I like the fact that they used, Pacific Islander for Aquaman. That was dope as hell. Having
yeah,
somebody that's not, somebody that's pale complected, because that's what you see always in the comics.
yeah,
Yeah, you got to stay true to the comics as well. Heroes start off with Blade. True. That Blade is the one that made comic book movies more seriously taken. Back then, you were like,
yeah.
oh, making a Batman film, oh, good luck, like good luck at the box office. But nowadays,
Even
like
yeah,
you hear
but
about comic book films, and you're like, yeah, like you catching that? You're gonna get that film? Yeah, I'm gonna watch it because it's gonna have a great storyline. It's gonna have great cinematography, bunch of cool effects, especially nowadays.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. Blade kind of started it for like black heroes, but yeah, Cyborg, he has such a good story, and like you were saying, it was, and I feel definitely part of it. Even I can't think of the actor's name, but the guy who plays Cyborg, he said
Yes,
it was a lot of Joss Whedon, which I'm like, really, but he did not have fun on the set. He was saying there was a lot of messed up stuff going on the set, and
Ray Fisher.
like
Yeah,
Ray Fisher, there you go, yep, yeah. So he even if they wanted to continue a story, there's no way he's coming back. There's no way he's coming back. And but he's not the only one, because even um John Boyega on in the Star Wars side of it, which is, I know it's Disney and stuff, but he was the same thing. He goes, man, he goes, they didn't know what to do with me, it's like, and it was because I'm black, like that sucks, and
right,
I wanted to see more from him, but but I mean, the staying with this, I mean, yeah, they can definitely, they made Wonder Woman, so they made the, like, the strong feminine, awesome that she is. They kind of sucked on Wonder Woman too, but that's a whole nother story.
right,
Um, but she's a badass, so like women can see, like, oh, even in the movie, the little girl's like, oh, I want to be like you, and she's like, oh, you could be whatever you want, and then Cyborg, you know, like, once he realizes who he is and what he can do, like, he
yeah,
needs to be out there. He's like, I'm badass,
right.
And
You
in this one, they did a lot more.
Mhm.
But that first one, the Josh Whedon one, like you said, they did him bogus. This one, they gave him a lot more screen time, and a lot more importance in the film, the story itself.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
I will say, what do you think about Joker appearing?
oh man,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Was
So
that necessary? Did that do anything for you? What was it
it
like?
I thought the whole epilogue, because well, the first, we didn't really talk about this. The whole movie was broken into parts. I believe it
Yes,
was
six
six
parts.
parts and an epilogue. And the epilogue was his nightmare scene. I thought that was stupid. I thought it was stupid. It was kind of cool, but as I'm like, so Batman drops the F bomb, kind of just to drop the F bomb. I'm like, like, I don't mind if you want to say it or whatever, but it was like, it felt like you're saying it just because you want to be edgy, and it's not
Right,
like part of your vocabulary. You know what I mean? So it was
right.
like, so, but I didn't mind that. But then with Joker, he told Batman he wanted to give him a reach around. I was like, what is this? What is this? And then he does his laugh, and I'm
Oh,
like, I didn't think a Joker laugh can get any worse than the last Jared Leto laugh.
Cringe,
This
cringe.
was it even a laugh? It was just like, eh. I was like, what the fuck? What's that? What is that?
I don't know, dude. He was trying to have his own signature thing after the whole last Joker film that just popped off,
Uh,
and he just shot in the dark and was like, "Hope this works." That's what I think he did. I don't think he developed. It was rushed, like I
it
said,
was, yeah,
that part where he was filmed after Josh Whedon's film was
yeah,
filmed.
yeah. He brought everyone back. Yeah, Lewis said he didn't like that part at all, and then we got Alex saying it's not Joker, it's Damien, which I heard Damien is Bruce Wayne's son. I also heard it's not Joker, it's Jason Todd. So
Oh yeah,
it's I heard that, which would be cool. Would be super cool that the Joker went so crazy on killing Jason Todd that he really didn't kill him. He just transformed him into a next Joker. So he took the Robin and turned him
yeah,
into Joker, which would be cool. You know, one good thing, at least he didn't have all those stupid tattoos on his face. You know, like
right.
so
They're just trying to go every shade of Joker. I think they're just trying to get rid of every shade, and so hopefully
yeah.
they keep what's his name? I can't think of his name. Who was the last Joker film? Um,
I think it was Suicide Squad.
no,
Oh,
no, no.
oh, the one with Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. There we
I
go.
think I think it was just Joker, wasn't it?
Just Joker.
I think it was just called just Joker. Oh
That Joker,
boy,
which I know is not tied into this at all. I
no,
think that representation was a lot better if you want to take a shade of Joker. Represent that one, not
yeah,
the one that was here.
yeah, with Joaquin Phoenix.
There you go.
Oh man, that one, it's really that I know I don't want to get too much into that movie, but like that's where like you want to feel sorry for the character, and you're like, oh man, that's really fucked up. But then the whole time, like in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, but this is Joker. This guy kills people for fun. But it was a weird mix feeling that you have like while watching it. You're like, you feel
Yeah.
bad for him, and then you kind of like, you know. William Defoe needs to be Joker. That would be cool.
I've seen the Photoshop. They did
Yeah,
Willem Dafoe. He could look the part for sure. Does he have what it takes to do, like, I'm not saying stunts, but like put himself in the role of the Joker? Because the Joker, he treats himself like a rag doll sometimes. He'll get hurt on purpose just to make a punchline. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So like I don't know. That's where
Well,
he's
William
getting
Defoe's already in this movie though, ain't he? He's
he was as the
Aquaman's teacher guy,
like
mentor.
mentor guy. Yeah, he was like a
Yeah,
little mentor guy, which he
yeah,
has a real small role. Again, like they just kind of stuck him in there. I don't know, but I'm saying, well, yeah, now he definitely can't. He can't be the Joker,
yeah. I mean, he
right?
could. I mean, they're doing the whole multi-universe kind of thing, you
Mm,
know. So I mean, they could definitely do something along those lines. But I mean, I don't know. Just to stick back with this movie,
yes,
was it me or did you notice Amber Heard, the girl who played Mira? Did she have an accent? And I don't remember her having an accent in
she
any of
didn't
their
have an
movies.
accent at first. She didn't have an accent. That was
Okay.
put in for this film. I did read something about that, and I don't know. I think it felt more appropriate her having an accent. It caught me off guard when I heard her.
It's
I was
more
like,
like high class, more like you're not a peasant, you're kind of like
exactly, because
royalty kind of thing, you know?
you think of Atlantis, what do you think of? You don't think of people that are undeveloped. They're like a different type of civilization that's so superior that they could breathe underwater.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're better than us on land, definitely by far. They could be on land and they can be in the water and kill the game. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you got to talk better than just a regular accent, a regular
Yeah.
USA accent. No, you have to
I
talk.
didn't notice it right away though. It wasn't until she was like kind of really talking. And I was like, does she have an accent? There was another thing I don't know, that she did was she really messed up Steppenwolf when he was like he had her on the wall choking her and he's like I got you. She's like oh I got you or whatever and was
Yeah.
like sucking all the water and blood out of his body. I was like oh
Oh,
shit.
so that was his fluids, right? Like just
That's what
coming out.
that's why I assume and
Oh,
then he's like oh I can't take it and he just like kind of threw her.
yeah,
And I was
yeah, yeah.
like damn she's badass. Where did that come from?
We need more of that. We need more
Yeah.
women empowerment. We need more Mother Green Lantern. Hope so.
Yeah, I know they're doing HBO Max said they're doing a Green Lantern core thing. They said it's going to be which would be pretty awesome. Lethal Weapon in space. That's what they pitched it as, which I'm like, yes. Cuz you already have, you have the old black guy, John Stewart, Green Lantern, then you can have the younger new guy who's like a hothead and Guy Gardner. I'm like, that would be awesome. Um Johnny, this is a good episode. Did Zack Snyder direct this one? No.
I don't know.
It's not going to be a 4 hour long episode.
So another thing too, because this film was so rushed, I feel like one reason why it was a copy and paste of the MCU storyline is you had to collect the stones. Oh no, I'm sorry, the
Oh, the
boxes.
boxes.
Oh my god, like that.
I
As
didn't
soon
even
as I
think about
heard
that.
that, I kept thinking of all the cliches of superhero stories or films. Even the whole, Terminator is something that I'll bring up because, like, one, they used one of the same actors from Terminator that created or helped create a technology or helped awaken a technology to kill mankind.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like they just kept getting cliches and just kept throwing it in the mix, and that doesn't do it
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. But it's always, yeah, that's the super cliche. We need to get it before the bad guy gets it, kind of thing, And at the end, the bad guys get it. The one part though I did like was
Yeah.
they sacrifice their hiding, you know, to activate the box to wake up Superman. So it
Yeah.
was like that was kind of like neat. I don't remember if that was a choice in the original or it was just a consequence. Where this was an actual choice, was like, if we do this, they're gonna come for the box. So it's either do or die.
Yeah.
So it was more of a group choice and more of a like we need him, we need Superman.
That
Um
that kind of sounds like, to me, that's like the climax of the movie, right? They know exactly what they need to do to finish the damn thing, and then after that, it was downhill, right? Would you count that?
kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They just didn't really explain why when he got like woken from the dead, like why he was a little bonkers. I mean, I guess you just have to assume because he was dead and now he's not. So yeah, I guess that doesn't mentally. I don't know. I mean,
I mean,
you have
Flash
to throw a lot.
mentioned Pet Cemetery. Like anything that you bring back,
Yeah, that's true.
anything that you bring back from the dead, it's just not going to be the same. It's not going to be.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same Superman. I did. Oh, I did like the black suit that they brought.
Oh,
Um,
that was good.
and that looked amazing. It looked
Yeah.
it's really really sharp, different. I haven't seen a black suit. Maybe
Yeah. Well, they haven't done it on screen at all. In the comic books, he rocks it when he came back to life.
yeah.
But in the
The-
comic book, though, when he rocked it, I don't think he had a cape. He had long hair, like a mullet almost, which Zack Snyder wanted to do. I don't know if you read that.
no,
He
I
wanted to
didn't.
give Superman like a mullet, kind of long hair, and Warner Brothers was like, no. Which that would have been pretty cool. I was like, okay,
that
but in the comic,
that
that
would
would
have
have been
sparked some
funny.
buzz and some memes for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he is from Kansas, so he's kind of redneck anyway. So give him a mullet. Um, but yeah, yeah, that suit was pretty cool. The one thing I didn't like was at the end and part of the epilogue was when Clark Kent is back and like he rips open his shirt to
Yeah.
show the thing. It's his black suit. I'm like, why is he still rocking the black suit? I get it at first, but just go back to your colorful one. That's why I'm like, he should have. I was like, now he's just gonna rock it from now on. I was like,
I mean,
I didn't. I was like, yeah, I guess,
you can
but too
make it
much of a
work.
good thing.
Too much of a good thing. Okay.
Kind of thing. I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, you think of Superman colors, you think of red and blue. Red
Oh
and blue.
yeah, yeah,
That's America's colors. Oh shit,
yeah,
who's this?
yeah. I mean, uh, yeah. I don't know. Trying to think some other things. Jeremy Irons was good. I thought he was better in this version than he was in the original. He was just a nice sprinkle on top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one thing I did want to talk about was it seemed like in the original, Ben Affleck was over it. It seemed like every time they showed him and every time he talked, he's like, I don't care. I'm just saying this because I have to.
Mm,
And I was like, man, you can really tell like he just didn't give a shit. Where in this one, the way it was edited was better. Like it made him seem better about the whole thing. Not just like as a character, but as an actor, which was kind of interesting. I was like, oh, he doesn't seem like he's over this shit.
true.
I don't know. I was like, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Was
Um,
Ben Affleck, was he also part of the reshoots as well? Was he into that?
I don't think so
I don't think
because
so
yeah,
either.
like Lou says, I thought he was done in real life. Yeah, he's done.
He was having some life problems too that
Yeah,
he's going through. So I don't know. You think so? Now we have new Batman coming out pretty soon. What's his name? What's new Batman's name?
yeah,
Robert Patterson.
yeah.
So you think we're gonna see? I mean, they said that it's canceled now, but you think you see a future for a Ben Affleck Batman solo movie?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind. I really do like him as Batman. I thought he's a really good Batman. He played the part well. Like he's because he's an old Batman. He's like the Dark Knight Returns kind of Batman. Like
Yes.
beat up, over it, kind of pushed to his limit. I would have loved to see him, but I from what I know, he was supposed to write it and direct it and star in it,
Yeah.
and then they took the writing away, and then he's like, I don't want to direct it, and then and then they came down to he's like, I'm over it, I'm done, and he was just like out of it, which just shows like how much like Warner Brothers doesn't care about their actors, where in Marvel if you're in for the long haul. I mean, even like with Chadwick Boseman, he passed away. He's still like part of the MCU. They're not giving up on him yet, kind of thing.
That's true.
So it's like you're in it for life and through death. You're in that. So but I would like to see Ben Affleck come back. I don't know what about you? I can't hear you. No, I can't hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, okay, okay. I would like to see one, but he wasn't my favorite. He wasn't my favorite Batman. It's
Mm.
again another unpopular opinion. My favorite Batman till this day is Christian Bale's Batman. Christian Bale's Batman. For the technology that he uses, everything that he shows off. Again, maybe that's younger me talking, but like I kind of like the flashy, but I also like the storytelling too. I wish I can get like a
Oh yeah,
combination of both, and that would be dope. That would just like I would live for that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, I know. So there's still supposed to be the guy playing Flash. I can't think of his name. Something Miller. Um, he's
Yeah.
coming back and he's doing a Flash solo film, from what I understand, and that's going to open up the multiverse, multi-dimensional kind of thing. And I don't know if you read, but Michael Keaton had signed on to be in this film, and
With
in
the
multiple
Flash.
films. Yeah, he's going to be in this Flash. So there's a big rumor going around that he's going to be the next, again, big Batman. He's gonna be the Batman in charge of all the universes and kind of thing. So it's
Oh,
like that would be super cool because I love Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton
okay.
is like
I keep
like he's so good.
he's really good. I kept hearing that he was gonna play old Batman to Batman Beyond, something like that, and maybe that's part of
Yeah,
that multiple universe that was gonna be opened up. I heard
possibly.
that
Yeah,
he would be Old Man Batman, and I don't know if he'd throw on the suit again. Maybe you've heard, but that would be dope. I'd be open for that.
yeah.
He,
Even if he's just Bruce Wayne, if he's just Bruce Wayne, I would still love it because he played a good both. I think Christian Bale definitely played a better Batman, and well, he definitely played a better Bruce Wayne and a Batman together. But I think Michael Keaton was a better Batman, but Christian Bale was the whole both personas. Like he was able to do both. Um, but yeah, man, I would love. I think Bale. He said he's done. Like Michael Keaton coming back. Even if he doesn't put the suit on, I would still love to see him just part of that because he's the guy who really took superhero movies to a whole nother level in the 80s, man.
that's true.
I
He did.
mean,
You know what's funny? I actually have. I don't know if I can find it. I have Michael Keaton's. I wish I would have brought it. That would have been nice. Uh, Michael Keaton's plush toy Batman. I have it.
Oh,
Still to
nice.
this day,
Yeah.
from when I was 4 years old, I still got that bad boy.
But like the
That's
arms are all just like out like
yeah,
that.
it was great.
Yeah.
That was cool, man. I used to wrestle with that thing.
Yeah.
Cool
Those are
toy.
cool. Um, but yeah, man, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what are some other like. Well, how'd you like the epilogue, like the last part with the Joker and all that?
I felt so. That's why I asked you. I'm like, did you feel it was necessary? I didn't think it was necessary at all. I didn't add anything to the film that added any value. It was no value to me at all. That ending, the epilogue, I should say.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess it was foreshadowing something to come later, story wise, but it didn't grab my attention. I don't like it. I watched it like in the past 3 days. Just I watched it, I think, twice, and I don't know, man. I want to fall asleep by that point.
Yeah, that's already what, three and a half
Wow.
hours in,
Yeah.
something like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot. But I think it's definitely Zack Snyder playing to the fans. He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, here's this what could happen. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Start another riot on social media so I can make more movies, kind of thing." That's what I felt it was like.
It was the old
Yeah,
bait
yeah,
move to just like show you. Yeah, I guess, man. But I don't know. You could take that out completely from me, and it still wouldn't change my rating for the movie. But I think it would still be a
yeah,
great movie.
yeah, yeah. Same. One thing they completely added was Martian the Manhunter.
Oh
Which
yeah,
really threw me off, because there's a whole he
he
played
played Martha Kent. Martha Kent,
yes,
right?
and he went
That
to go
threw me
see
off.
Lois.
So that was him coaching Clark to make some moves. No,
Which one?
why did that
Oh
kind
no,
of
no,
slid my mind?
I
Why,
don't think that was the entire time. I thought it was just the fake mom only when he saw Lois to keep Lois in the game. She's like, "Don't give up yet." Because she was ready to give up. Like, I'm not gonna go visit anymore because she was visiting the shrine every day.
yeah.
And I thought it was him saying like, "Don't give up," because he knew how important she was.
Okay,
You know,
okay. I thought
That's what I thought
I was under the assumption that he played her the whole time.
the
I
whole
was like,
time.
wait. I was like, wait.
I didn't think about that.
I don't know.
Possibly, possibly.
Which like made me also think copy and paste idea from the MCU with what's his name, Samuel Jackson, when he's not actually him. He's
Oh,
the
in
reptilian race.
the Spider-Man in
The
the
Spider Man.
Spider-Man Far From Home, where
Yes,
that's not him the entire movie, and at the end you find out it was a scroll.
yeah, it was a
Yeah,
scroll.
yeah.
But isn't
Hmm.
that also he? Isn't that also? I know it's another movie, but isn't that also he's been on a different planet all this time? I don't think he's been himself all this time. I think it's been the scroll.
Well, that's now the thing is like, when did the scroll take over for him? So that's like the big thing. Because the last time we saw the actual Nick Fury, he was on the space station, which I think they're gonna definitely talk about sooner than later, because that's the whole sword. Sword
Uh,
is up there.
so
Um,
with Martian Manhunter being Mr. Shapeshifter, that makes me think who else is he gonna try to portray? Is he gonna be good guy, or is he gonna get what's the word, not cursed, possessed or whatever, or something like that?
mhm. I hope not, because Martian was always a good guy, because he's like, he saw his world blow up or get infected or whatever the hell it was. So like, he's like, "Oh, this is my home now." Kind of like same kind of for like Superman, like, no world, so now Earth is your home and you got to protect it, type of thing. I like though that they took the general from Batman versus Superman, not Batman, from Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. Oh, okay, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
general that like was questioning like Superman.
He
I was like,
was.
oh, that so that was like they were able to like kind of bring it back a little bit. So I was like, okay. That's kind of interesting, because now you go back and you can watch that movie and you're like, oh, that guy is an alien, the whole time. So you're like, okay, that's
Yeah.
that's kind of interesting. But yeah, any other like really like messed up parts that you were just like,
Not messed up parts. I did like. Well, I didn't like. I like that they brought the character Deathstroke to the movie
oh
and
yeah,
in this Snyder cut, but no build up to Deathstroke. He's supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, was okay. Maybe you can correct me. Maybe you're better about this. Was he the answer to Deadpool, or was Deadpool the answer to Deathstroke? Something like that.
oh like which one came first?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember. I don't remember. But they're basically almost the same character.
Pretty
You know, I
much.
mean, even
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
their costume, you know, the black and the red, his is a little more orangey, but
I want to say
yeah.
Deathstroke came out first, but
I don't want to say that. Usually DC's done it first, and then Marvel just copies. Usually, but Marvel does it better.
yeah,
Well, not always, but sometimes.
mhm, I see
'Cause
that.
DC comics are pretty awesome. Used to be, not so much anymore. They're getting really like weird. One thing was kind of funny. Like Manny put up a thing on Facebook where you know it's that Lisa meme where it has the words in the background. It's like, oh, Batman shows off his mouth and chin just to let the police know he's white. And I'm like, and I responded to him like, dude, you have no idea how right you are because there's a new comic out right now
Uh-huh.
where there's the new Batman and it's Lucius Fox's son, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
this Batman, he covers that up. So I was like,
Oh,
so it was like, and he's black. So it was like, so I'm like, dude, you're more right than you know. Like it's a joke, but it's also, you know, a thing where it's
yeah.
like, you know, a white Batman can show off that he's white, but the black Batman has to block everything, you know. So it's kind of that was kind of funny, messed up too, but yeah, I was like,
It is, but you kind of have to play into society's,
oh yeah,
uh,
big time,
role and real world problems to make it believable, and that's
yeah,
messed up that you have to go that route. I
yeah,
don't like that, but that's
yeah. Which
that's
is why Marvel, I think, does a lot better. You know, they're able to take real world problems and put it in a story where like you other people that might not get it can kind of get it now. You know,
right.
you're
That's
like
true.
like
Um,
X-Men was all made from the human right, you know, acts, you know, with you know back in the day with like civil rights, you know, like hey, black people aren't any more different. So they went the extreme. They're like, oh, we're gonna make people actually different and still show you that they're not any different, you know. So
yeah. Man, speaking of X-Men,
yeah.
um, with that being said, one thing I will take away from this film is that at least DC has the potential to make good movies. I thought they were kind of done after Batman versus Superman. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it. Like they're gonna rush this one and that's gonna flop. It didn't flop, but I thought they were done. I thought Marvel was like, no, I'm king. We
Yeah.
got Disney who owns everything except
Yeah.
For Sony stuff, which is Spider Man. But they're gonna acquire Sony at some point. That's gonna happen.
Eventually. Yeah.
So DC's got to do something. They got to dig something out of their back pocket, and they got to do better. They got to do better in this next film.
Yeah. They
How
have
did
a lot of good characters.
how did you like the Wonder Woman film? 1884. I'm sorry,
Yeah. 1984.
1984. There you
I
go.
didn't like it.
You didn't like it.
I didn't like it. And which sucks because I loved the first Wonder Woman. Like it was one of my favorite, like top three, you know, like Endgame, Infinity War, Wonder Woman, like, you know, they're up there. You know, that was such a great movie. 1984 was just a letdown, you know, especially like, I mean, you can like argue like she raped somebody, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, you know, I mean,
proof of
in
that.
a sense,
Right.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's I just didn't like because she's so powerful, but yet just this random dude can like make her weak in a sense, you know,
Yeah,
like like literally lose her powers because of him. So
the
I was
believable aspect is not there. Yeah.
yeah, if she's gonna be a badass, then she needs to be a badass. Yeah,
Lewis says I like 1984 because I was born that year.
yeah, me too. Yeah, but the film was a letdown. It was a letdown. It was really upsetting 'cause I was super hyped for it. I was super, super hyped for it.
I was hoping it would lead up to more, more backstory for the Justice League, but it didn't. It just
It
went
didn't, yeah,
more her story, and I don't think it was character developing and really told some of her story, but it's the story of like, oh, who cares? Everybody has a love interest, yeah, but how do you make that come into, how does that affect me? How does that
yeah.
affect me?
It didn't make her any better.
Yeah,
You know, it didn't make her, I think, like, all right, she gave it up, but I was like, I don't know. It didn't um take her character to the next level that it should have, you know. So I was kind of like kind of disappointed in that, but yeah, that was kind of a letdown movie because it goes from like great movie and then the sequel is and they're doing a third one. They already signed on to do a third one. Patty Jenkins, um,
okay,
what's her name? Gal Gadot already said they're doing it.
we'll
Like
see.
we'll see, yeah, we'll see. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. Oh, one thing I did want to talk about was so like I was starting to watch it with my girlfriend, and then she noticed it. I didn't really notice it. I guess I kind of like not paid attention to it.
Yes.
Was the whole first part was there was so much the music was really bad.
Mm,
And I don't know, like I watched that part again by myself, and I'm like, I noticed it more, where it was just a lot of the like the whole time. I was like, what the fuck? Why is there so much like like monk kind of sounds? Like women monk kind of sounds the whole time, and it
right.
was like the entire first part. It was like 40 minutes of that, and it was just way, way, way too much of that.
I
The
think
women
soundtrack.
singing at Aquaman, that was like a 3-minute scene, and then she sniffs his like underwear or some shit, and I was like, "What the fuck?" That went on way too long, way way too long.
If I wanted a musical, I would have watched something else, man.
Yeah,
Nah,
no shit, man.
soundtrack definitely makes a big part of whether the story is gonna be good or not. And yeah, I don't like the music too much. There was one part that the wife pointed out to where the music was a little bit resemblance from um what's the name? Not Michael Keaton. My favorite Batman. The Dark Knight. There you go.
The Dark
They
Knight.
yeah, they had some kind of those vibes going on with the
Yeah,
music for a split second, and then they went
yeah,
back to what you were talking about.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they were kind of like all over the place when it came to like the music, That's I thought because they did kind of like Watchmen kind of style too. Some of the older music that they tried squeezing in there, and then they did like like you said, like the darker kind of stuff, like the Dark Knight stuff, and they went like way overboard with the Wonder Woman kind of like not even the good part of the Wonder Woman song with the guitar. It was like
Right.
like all the like the crap. So yeah, the soundtrack was it kind of it didn't take me out of the movie. It took my girlfriend out of the movie. She's like, I can't. It didn't take me out, but after watching it again, I was like, I didn't even watch it fully. I think I watched it 1.5 times.
Okay.
Um, but I don't think I'm gonna ever watch this again. I'm like,
Oh.
I think like watchability, like, dude, every time Endgame or Infinity War is on like TNT or TBS or whatever, it's on the TV. Like I'm putting it on,
You keep it on?
Yeah, especially if there's nothing else on, like it's gonna be
Yeah.
on. If this comes on the TV, eh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I it was a letdown. That's why I say I give it an 8. I give it an 8
yeah,
because they got some of the looks right. They got better character development. They got certain things that I care about when it comes to a film. They pleased me. They didn't please everyone, and of course, you're not gonna please everyone when you make a comic book film. They're gonna focus on all the details and blah blah blah. So you're not gonna make everyone happy. I know that, but I just feel I needed a darker feel. I needed it to be rated R, and kids nowadays are desensitized anyway. So why have that PG-13
yeah,
limit on your film? Look at Deadpool. Deadpool keeps going rated R because it works. It works when
yeah,
you get down to the nitty gritty and talk about real world stuff that you don't have to censor, right?
yeah. But even the violence in this movie is they're fighting flying demons
Oh yeah.
from another dimension. I was like, it's not,
It reminded me
it's not
of
that crazy.
Willy Wonka monkeys. Remember those Willy Wonka monkeys? That's what I thought they were at first. I'm like, who is these
The
guys? Not Willy. Is it Willy Wonka? No, no, no. I'm sorry.
which one? The
Uh,
somebody said it was like the Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Was that
Wizard
it?
of
Yeah,
Oz. That's what I was talking about. Not Willy Wonka.
yeah,
Wizard of Oz monkeys. That's what I thought they were. I'm like, these guys, they look like a joke.
yeah, yeah. They were kind of like, let me see, Lewis could be one of those. I don't know if y'all experienced this, but the volume control are terrible. I don't know if the app of the movie, but the Dark Knight was the same action-packed sound. When they were talking, it was too low to hear. Yeah, yeah. That's what I think was you know, especially in the beginning of the movie when my girlfriend was kind of taken out of it. That screaming and kind of like the like noise like in the music part
Yeah.
was really a lot and loud. Um, yeah.
I think they were just catering to the Aquaman fans when it comes to the soundtrack and all that going
Mm,
on, because all the Amazonians and the Atlantic or Atlantis people, don't they like have those kind of chants going on? It's boring. It doesn't
yeah.
appeal to me, but I think that's what they were trying to go for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because the whole first part was mostly Amazonian and Aquaman kind of,
Kind of
centered around those two. But yeah,
definitely.
yeah. I mean, yeah, the volume was a little off about it, but yeah. I mean, those kind of movies are kind of, weird when it comes to like stuff like that. Tenet was like that. I don't know if you ever watched Tenet. The volume, the sound effects
Mhm.
was so loud, like it was really hard to hear some of the people sometimes.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
But I mean, I love that. Oh, dude, one of my favorite movies in 2020, Tenet. I watched it like 5 times already. But
Really,
yeah,
really, you said
the
tenant,
audio was off.
like a house tenant. You talking about, or like a building?
No, it's called Tenet, like Tenet. It's Tenet. It's like
Oh,
a
tenant.
weird time traveling kind of thing. David Washington is in it, which is Denzel's son.
Yes.
Um really good.
Okay.
It's really mind trippy. It's a is it Christopher Nolan, the guy who did Inception, you know,
Okay.
and stuff like that. So it's really trippy. It's you're going backwards in time, or you're going forward. You're going backwards in time, but forward. It's really weird. It's really cool. The graphics are amazing. If you can watch it in 4K, highly recommend it.
I
But
will
it's
do
it
that.
is it is it is kind of hard to follow at some points. But a really cool movie. But yeah, they had the same issue with the audio was so loud at tail.
Get it.
Um,
Who would you say was your favorite character in the film? If you had to end on who's your favorite that did most for everyone, who's your go-to guy or girl?
I guess it's it's really close between Cyborg and Flash. Like,
Oh, okay. I was
cause
gonna say
I
Flash.
yeah, because we really didn't talk too much about Flash, but he had a lot more involvement in this one, than in the first one. But yeah, he both of those guys were great because you already like you Bruce Wayne is kind of like there, Aquaman's kind of there until the end. He's like then he decides to like really join.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and Cyborg was definitely a big part, and then just the unsureness of Flash was really cool. Like he knows he's super fast, got all
Yeah.
this power, but he always kind of questioned and wasn't sure what to do. You know.
Yeah, yeah. In what is it? Whedon's version. I forgot which version actually. I want to say it was Whedon's version. Batman gives him directions. He's like, "Hey," because he's
Mm.
like, "Hey, I don't know what to do." And he's like, "Listen, you grab one person, you bring them out, rinse and repeat."
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then with the Snyder's version, like it's just assumed like, "Hey, help all those people get them out, go," and then and they did it. Like I'm happy they did that as a change because they made Flash look like a little bitch boy, in my
In,
opinion.
in the first one,
In the first one, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
This one he had better involvement. He helped out what's her name? He helped out Gal Gadot. I can't think of it. Wonder Woman, get the sword back. That was cool.
yeah.
I love the slow mo takes. Every time he does a slow mo scene, it's just cool to watch. Anything that's time and space is dope. In
Yeah.
my,
They should have saved all the slow mo for Flash because they did slow mo a lot. They did a lot of slow mo. Like Wonder Woman had her own slow mo parts. Like Aquaman when he was like walking down the pier before he like jumped in the thing. had
Yeah.
his slow mo part. I think yeah, it was a lot of slow mo in the movie, which should have been saved for Flash because it's slow mo except for him, you know. So it's kind of cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
Luce is like I see Cyborg as the leader of this film for sure. He's he's the main I think part of the movie. He's the one that comes up with the plan. At the
He
end.
is. Um, People can also argue that Superman big winner in this film just because if it weren't for him, then you can't defeat the bad guy. But I think that was just like um, a stepping stone for Cyborg or even Flash too. I did
Yeah,
like Flash having the love interest. Like I said, character
yeah,
development. How much do I care about these characters to see if they die? Am I gonna care about them? When it comes to the MCU, I cried or I teared up when we lost Spider-Man. Spoiler alert. Sorry if you didn't see that. He comes back. Anyways, but I really cared when we lost Spider-Man.
yeah.
How much am I gonna care about? And I guess he needs his own, like you said, he needs his own solo film for me to care about him. But to just throw Flash in there the way they did, could have done a little bit better.
Yeah, I think they did fix him a more in this one. Because I think the scene where like the one thing with the Flash, this Flash I hate is the way he runs. No one runs like that with their arms like but I'm like, what is that? It was like they're trying to make their own like Naruto kind of like, all right, do this. It was a weird kind of thing.
The Flash
But
jump.
yeah, I was kind of like, I'm like, all right, I already knew that was coming. But when he like touched the glass and exploded, his shoes like exploded off his feet. I was like, oh, it's really, really kids run like that. Yeah, kids do run like that. Like I'm like ah.
Super
But
exaggerated.
yeah, but it was cool. He was a lot more. He was also important too. Like he zapped Superman alive, and then he had the big zap at the end that helped
Yeah.
Cyborg. So that was like super important. Where in the first one, I don't think did a zap like that.
No.
Remember, even Superman at the end of this film played a bigger role. Like he actually beat the shit out of Steppenwolf, like
Hell yeah.
lasered off one of his horny kind of thingies, whatever.
Yeah.
And in the Whedon one, it seemed like he got there and then he was just saving people with Flash.
Yes.
Where while Aquaman and Wonder Woman beat up, the guy. This one is like, no, he whooped this guy's ass. He put a pounding on him, which was awesome.
It was pretty cool. I did get a sense of satisfaction when I saw Wonder Woman decapitate.
Oh yeah,
That was dope. I was like, yeah! I fucking got up off my seat. I was like,
yeah. As he
yeah.
goes through the portal, which was super cool.
That was kind of funny. I was like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, yeah.
You really didn't want him
Well, I
alive.
wonder if because so when you saw Darkseid there and you saw there's a person with like gray hair with a big
Yes.
pole, and then the guy that Steppenwolf was talking to with the little hood. So so do you know the name of the person with the gray hair? It's a woman, all right?
No.
Her name is Granny Goodness.
Granny goodness.
Granny Goodness. And I'm like, I wonder if they were gonna mention it or change the name. It's Granny Goodness. And in the she was in the
Oh, okay. Oh, I do remember seeing her back in the comics.
yeah, in the animated series, in the Adventures of Superman, animated Superman, whatever. She was
Okay.
in that one too. She's kind of a badass, but it's just a weird. And then the mother boxes with Granny Goodness and boom tubes and stuff like that. It was like they go a little bonkers with the names. Uh, I think he didn't show his all of his hand with that yet.
You know what? That did seem like mother. They're called the mother boxes.
Yeah.
That sounds so weak to me. The stones sounds more, I don't know, more exciting to me than the
Yeah.
mother boxes. The mother
Yeah.
boxes.
Well, it's still better because the Whedon one, if you go back and watch that one, he just calls them mother,
The
which
mother.
is weird. And he was like, "Oh, mother." I'm like, "Who the hell is he talking about? The mother boxes?" I was like, "Why would you change that? Just leave it. It's straight from the comic book." I'm like, "That's a
Yes.
stupid name, but at least people know what it
Yeah.
is." The fans. But it was like you're just
Yeah.
looking at these boxes and calling them mother. I was like, "What the?" You know,
Yeah.
but that was kind of
If you're gonna
silly.
if you're gonna change it or if you're gonna alter it, change it something completely cool, or just keep it to
Yeah,
the original. Keep it to the original. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, like Doom boxes or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that's even better than mother boxes.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but we're going on for an hour 10. Any last little like thoughts or things
um,
with this one?
I think I just want to leave the viewers with the last thought of go watch the film, but don't expect to be 8 on 10. You're not gonna expect like two thumbs up. You're gonna watch it just to watch it. It's something cool to put on, for the youngins, but they're not gonna watch it for the full film. My kid dipped out in the first 10 minutes, but I do like the film. I do like Batman, and I'll continue to keep watching these films.
Yeah, yeah. If they're done well, I'll watch it. This one was not bad.
Mhm.
What is it? They remind me of the Duke Book boxes, scary stuff. I don't. I gotta look that one up. The Duke Book. Um.
But thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate the opportunity to
Yeah,
talk
man.
about some cool comic book
Yeah.
films. I like it.
Hopefully, maybe we can keep this going. Do a Monday thing. We'll see. Because I know movies are gonna start to get released a little bit more regularly. I know next weekend the big one is Nobody, which is
Okay.
kind of like a John Wick kind of film with
Mm.
the guy from not Breaking Bad. Um, yeah, Breaking Bad, and then he Better Call Sal.
Oh, okay, okay.
I can't think of his name. But he's like this character, and it's kind of a John Wick where somebody comes and gets him, and he goes and gets revenge, all like John Wick style.
I like revenge
Um,
films. Those are
yeah,
cool.
so and it looks kind of funny-ish, kind of too. So it looks kind of good. Um, and then Godzilla versus Kong, and I can't wait for that one.
That's so
I don't know,
true.
man. I mean,
Okay.
we'll see our schedules. I don't know if you want to keep this a Monday thing or what, but we'll see. We'll figure it out.
We'll talk about it.
Um, but yeah, man. Whoever's watching, if you guys want to make sure you don't miss any episodes of this or any of the other podcasts that we do on this channel, either football, pop culture stuff, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, on Twitch as well, and those bell notifications. And again, where can they find you at, Will?
And on the screen, it shows you at Peppa MD. You can find me on TikTok, Snapchat if you want to get personal with me. You'll find me on YouTube as well. I don't really make YouTube videos, but I do make TikToks. I do like to make people laugh, and I'll do funny skits and whatnot. So yeah, feel free to tune in. We do gaming as well. Hopefully soon we can team up and play something too.
Yeah, play some. I gotta play some of that Dead by Daylight with you, man. I always watch you play it, and it looks fun. Looks fun.
It's different. It's something different. It's a breath of fresh air, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is not a first-person shooter and go run and shoot. A little bit more methodic. But cool. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and hope see you guys later.